Okay, welcome to the July 10th meeting of the Waterboro Planning Board. We're in session. We have several agenda items, including 2 presentations tonight from on applications. What we're going to start with is the custom milling and machining presentation. If you're able to kick that off, sir, come forth.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, do you have a quorum present?
We have a quorum present. Excuse me for not so stating it. It's such an unusual state of affairs.
Thank you.
You're
My first time ever being or doing anything like this.
welcome. Could you not, you are Erik?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Triance, yeah. So I presently own a machine shop in Waterboro. We've been in business for about 14 years. I came across one of these deals where another machine shop in New Hampshire was going out of business, and I was able to pick up the machinery for pennies on the dollar. So I have to move this machinery out of New Hampshire by the end of the summer. This machinery will double the size of our machine shop that we're at now. TK Machining used to be in the building that I'm looking to use and buy. So I guess there was some things because of the lot. I have to go through all this process and get the conditional use of the machine shop. I don't know where else to go from there. I guess that's most of the story.
Well, okay. On our panel, are there any questions that we have for you?
I only have like one question, and that's on the existing septic system.
Mm-hmm.
There was no size, gallons per day listed at all. Is there any history or information regarding the size of that so it can accommodate the 20 people that you want to bring in?
I don't have that information. I would assume that would be somewhere when they built the building or something like that. Would that not be in the town records?
That would normally be in the town.
Normally,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be in the
That's
town
a very
records
big
if it was
word.
filed.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Building's been there long enough too that paperwork may not be around.
Well, I also know when TK was there, he probably had 10 or 20 employees in there at the time. So I would assume.
So you're basically moving in kind.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So I would assume that if the septic system was able to
Handle them, handle your up to 20 people.
Right, and up to 20 people is I put that in there. That's a long-term goal. It'll take a few years to build up to be able to get to that status. But I was kind of told that ask for everything that you want, so that way you're all set later on down the road.
Yeah.
So that's why that's really in there.
Okay.
So.
And then one more quick thing, the loading area, do you have large items? Because that loading area looks very small.
Yeah, so I guess give me an example of large items. What are you speaking of? Like, here's some example of parts that we do, that we've done in the past. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can bring it down so you guys can look at it.
Yeah. How about the materials to make that?
So,
how large are those?
My main plan for material loading and unloading is keeping it where I am now. The trucks come in there all the time already. We have a fork truck there already, and then my plan is to cut the material there and then just bring it over to the other location.
Okay.
So I'm going to run out of both locations.
Okay. All
yes.
right.
Yeah.
All right, anything else? John?
Lee? Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to point out that Glenn and I have both spent quite a bit of time working with Erik on getting him to this point, making sure that all of the issues, or most of the issues that you folks might have are addressed. And so with that, I'm not going to go through my memo, other than to suggest there are a number of waivers that we felt, because it was an existing building and it's just moving in to the existing building, that are attached for your consideration or granting of. And that the recommendation that we have would be, or that I have put together, would be that find the application complete, grant the requested waivers that he's provided, which was based on our recommendations, and then determine if you folks feel you need to have a public hearing. If you don't feel you need to have a public hearing on it, you can take action on the application this evening and approve him and send him on his way.
Discussion among the board? Dwayne?
Yeah, I'm looking for the waivers that are requested.
Over there. There's some in front of
You want to give us a brief?
Put me on the spot. I don't have them in front of me either.
It looks like almost all of them have to do with this is a continuing use rather than new use.
Correct.
Things like lighting, like he's not putting any more extra lighting in, he's using what's there. He's not expanding the
Okay.
parking, he's using what's there.
Right.
There's no hazardous waste.
I had a question about that.
Thank you.
So
It's been a while.
You want me to keep going?
with a machine shop, there's no hazardous waste issue? I mean, you're
No.
using oil or derivatives to
We
lubricate
have,
lathes and stuff
you know,
like that?
all the stuff we use is either water soluble, it's all contained in the machines. So there's not really, I wouldn't consider anything hazardous waste.
Fire issues?
No fire
hazards?
issues, no, we don't do any material that's flammable, anything like that.
Oh, and the dumpster location, because you're gonna, that's in building, correct?
Yeah, I mean, right now, the trash that we take care of, store in the back of my truck, and I take to the dump. I mean, so we don't have, we don't have a need for a big dumpster, so.
So Eric, just for clarification, I mean, this facility is going to be primarily your fabrication facility. Anything that would create waste or whatnot is being done at your current facility where you're operating anyway.
Correct, yeah.
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 Okay,
So,
thank you.
yeah, definitely.
so,
Yeah, that's fine.
okay, Chair would entertain a motion to accept the application as complete, to grant the waivers, and to give Mr. Triance our permission to move ahead.
Well, that's certainly up for your discussion to determine whether you feel you need to have a public hearing or not. I did not feel that it was necessary, considering the building that's there was previously used for a light.
It looks to, I mean, in my opinion, it looks like it's a continuing use of the same
Correct.
footprint. You're not expanding, you're not changing any of the outside appearance, and the internal workings are unlikely to create noise or other issues. Have a shared opinion?
Just this one on, we're asking for a waiver, because you say you're not going to produce hazardous waste, which I get, because I'm familiar with machine shops. Is there any protection for us down the road? Say, they,
Absolutely.
all right,
If a nuisance occurs there, but then that's when the code enforcement steps in.
fine.
And you're still obligated to the environmental protection laws.
Oh,
that
sure.
concern-
Sure he is. Yep.
Concern the
I mean,
work
I've
that's
seen
being
his
done.
existing business, and, there are no issues at his existing business, so it's fair to assume that the second place will operate just as clean as his first one.
Right, I mean, again, the key is, as, and to Dwayne's point, as we approve this, we're approving it for Mr. Trance. But should Mr. Trance sell his business or vacate that premise and someone else want to come in and start doing the same kind of work, this all becomes sort of the predicate for them to be able to continue that. So it is important that we think it through a little bit, as much as you seem to know what you're doing and giving us good guidance. So that would be good. So do I hear a motion to accept the do you want to, Tammy, would you like us to do this in three steps? Okay, so how about do I hear a motion to accept the application as complete?
I will make a motion to accept the application as complete.
Second.
I'll second.
Mr. Noel. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Very good, that passes. Do I hear a motion to accept to grant the waivers requested in the packet?
Can we do these as a bundle?
Yes.
Yes.
With
Okay.
waivers.
As the packet dated,
July 10th, 2019.
yep, there it is.
All right.
That's the one.
That's the one.
You passed your test, thank you. So, do I hear a motion to accept the waivers, the waiver requests?
I got it.
Second?
I'll second it.
Second. Discussion?
She was ready to vote.
I was ready to vote.
With hands there. All in favor? Opposed? We're done.
1 second, please. I never took shorthand in high school.
I don't know, she
Okay.
didn't take shorthand and
Okay.
I got typos.
Go.
Go figure.
So our last item of business is, do I hear a motion that we waive the public hearing and the site walk associated with this application?
One quick question for
Go ahead,
clarification. Does everybody agree we do not need a public hearing on this product, on this application?
Let me ask a question that you triggered. Have we sent letters to the abutters? Have we had any responses?
Not one.
Okay.
No phone call, no
That-
email, no visit.
That being the case, and the fact that it's a continuing use, common use of the property,
Perfect.
then I think that we can dispense with the site walk as,
Or a public hearing.
or a public hearing.
Okay.
And certainly if somebody writes to us, we can reconsider that if we receive any correspondence that would have to be dealt with. So, do I hear a motion that we waive the public hearing and site walk?
I'll make the motion to waive public hearing and sidewalk.
Second?
Discussion. All in favor? Opposed? We're done. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So that's,
You'll
We have
get a
to-
document from me as soon as I can get it.
No, it's not an
No,
approval.
we
We have
still
one more
need some-
step.
one more
One more
motion.
step.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Nice try, Vogel.
I was trying to get you out of here.
well,
One more step.
Okay. The next motion, Tammy, it should be what?
Motion for approval.
Oh, I'm sorry, right. We've been holding so much, I've just given it away. Okay, do I hear a motion then to approve the application presented by Mr. Triance and Custom Milling and Machining for developing their machine shop?
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve the site plan,
And,
because that's why he's here first.
okay, we have a motion to approve the site plan specifically. Yes.
Specifically, yes.
Specifically. And do I hear a specific second?
I will second.
Okay, we had a tie, but,
That's okay. It's all right. Whoever.
okay, is there any discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
okay,
Is there anything else I forgot?
I don't think so.
We're done.
sure.
I'd just hang out by the door, you know.
Okay, so,
The parting gift?
Yeah.
all right, thank you very much for your
Take
time.
a pen.
Have a nice night. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Next up, New Horizons Management Company. You guys have the floor for your presentation. If you could, when you take the floor, if you could introduce yourself.
Do you have a clicker for the PowerPoint, or just tell you when to? You can just
Tell them what.
tell me when. Okay. My name is Joe Martin. I'm a civil engineer with Sightlines in Brunswick. I'm here on behalf of New Horizons Management Company. Also here with me today, representatives from New Horizons Management Company, Townline, Deli, and also Priority Real Estate Group, who is assisting the applicant with the project. Next slide, please. So this is just the project team we've assembled so far. The applicant there is at top. We are the, Sightlines is the engineer and surveyor of record. We also have Summit assisting us with some geotechnical studies. Sewell is doing the traffic engineering. Alpha Architects is doing the architecture. Kenneth Gardner the septic. And Atlantic Environmental is assisting us with the wetlands. Next slide, please. This is kind of a summary just of the review process we've gone through and we're going to go through. We had a staff review meeting on May 29th. We're here tonight for a meeting, and then assume that will be coming before you for another meeting. From the DEP, they require a stormwater permit by rule for impacts over an acre, just disturbance more than an acre. We submitted that June 24th. They have 14 days to review that, which is probably just about now, but so it might be approved, it might not. And then from the main DOT, due to the number of trips this project will generate, we require a traffic movement permit, and that is currently under review with DOT. Next slide, please. So this is just a aerial of the site. This is Main Street 202. This is Jellison Road. And this is the existing Townline Deli, and then there's a little gravel drive here with a garage back here. So you can just kind of see how the existing project is laid out. You can see there's residential properties along here and along there. There's commercial property here and another commercial property over here. Next slide, please. This is just a excerpt of the zoning map, just to show you we're right pretty much in the dead center of the village zoning district. Next slide, please. So this is kind of a brief summary of the project. Again, we're in the village zoning district. The property is currently developed as a convenience store and gas station. It's on a 2.6 plus or minus acre parcel. What we're proposing is a new, about 6,400 square foot convenience store that will house seven filling stations, 13 fueling positions, because each filling station has a fueling position on either side. And then the existing building that's currently on the site will be relocated on site and reused as an office building.
Excuse me, when you say relocate, are you going to actually physically move the building, or are you just simply going to destroy it and rebuild it?
Nope, it's actually going to be moved. It's kind of a foundation with a daylight basement now, so that's the basement level is going to be cut off, and then the first floor is going to be relocated on site. In terms of utilities, there's an existing well on the site. We're going to reuse that existing well if possible. We're still looking into if that can be reused. We have to install a new septic system. The existing one on site is not adequate for the expansion of the business. We do have a design for the septic. I don't know if that was given to you. I just got that earlier this week.
They don't have it.
They don't have it yet. And then we'll bring underground electric and communications from 202, and then we'll also be having some above ground propane tanks on site to serve the new convenience store and the new office building. In terms of traffic, there's going to be two new, and I'll show you a plan later, but there'll be two access drives onto Main Street. Currently there's two access drives for the convenience store, and there's one access drive for that gravel drive that just accesses the garage in the back. And there will be 41 parking spaces for the accommodated for the project as well. Next slide, please. So this is the site layout and utility plan. The existing building is kind of over in this area, so just in relation. So this will be the new 6,400 square foot convenience store. This will be where the existing building will be relocated. The new underground fuel storage tanks will be on this side of the property, and this will be where the fueling positions are. There'll be 6 here, and there'll be 1 along the road there. There's the 2 access points for this will be 1 here and 1 here, and just to give you a relation where this is directly across from that commercial property. And this right here is the existing garage building, which currently has an access road coming through here. We're going to be relocating that to be able to access their garage from here. The parking spaces, there'll be a double-loaded parking bay in front of the building. There'll be some parking spaces in the rear, primarily used for employees. And then there'll be, I believe, 13 parking spaces right here that'll be utilized for the office building. In terms of utilities, the existing well is right there. Our current proposal is to extend 2 new services from that to serve the new convenience store and the office building. The new septic is going to be located in this corner over here. Since this well is classified as a public water supply, any septic needs to be located more than 300 feet away. So that's why the septic is kind of located on the opposite side of the property. The existing septic is down in this corner, and as I said before, it's It's not sized adequately for what the buildings need, and it's located too close to the well to enlarge from what it currently is.
At the risk of interrupting.
Sure.
Where you're proposing the new septic system, that's almost abutting a watershed area, isn't it?
The watershed area is this dash line right there, and it kind of comes down here, and it's not shown in here, but kind of loops up here.
Yeah,
There's
it
kind
goes
of
up,
a-
going up
there's
towards
kind of
Route
a big
202.
Yeah.
Right on the right
Yeah,
side,
kinda
right
comes
in
up
that
here.
area,
Yep.
where it already looks like it's been graded off a bit.
Are you talking about kind of the wet area there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll,
That
I'll talk
wetlands are-
about that in my,
Okay,
my next
but
slide.
that's getting pretty adjacent to the septic field, right?
It is, and it actually comes up, so that's kind of right in this corner here.
Yep.
And it kind of, the grade kind of comes up here, and they were able to find 3 passing test pits right there that had adequate depth to groundwater for the septic design.
Okay.
It is going to be,
It's gonna be a
if you look at the
pump
design, it's going to be mounded a little bit, but we have plenty of fall from where the building's going to sit down to the septic that I think we should be able to gravity. In a worst case scenario, we could just have a small pump. Yep, and the propane tanks will be located in this corner, and the underground electric will be extended off this utility pole back to a pole on this side that will serve this garage here, the convenience store, and then there'll be another service extended from this pole to serve the office building. And we've currently in discussions with CMP to address any concerns or questions they have. Next slide, please. So this is the same site plan with just an aerial underneath it. You can kind of see here the new fueling positions. It's pretty much going to be right where the existing building is. It's kind of tough to see on here, but the gravel drive that's currently there kind of comes in and kind of creates a little bit of an L here. It kind of comes down here too. So that the existing building that's being relocated, it's just going to be the very edge of that gravel. Just a relation so you know where you are on site. Next slide, please. So this is the grading plan, and this will answer some of your questions about that standing water in the corner. A portion of the site, pretty much from here onto this way, will drain to a grass under-drained soil filter. That will discharge to a storm drain system that will be piped all the way around this back edge of the property and discharge to this wetland out back. As part of that, to alleviate the standing water over there, we'll be picking up this culvert that comes across the road and tying that into that storm drain system. So there's still going to be a little bit of this backside of these slopes that drain here, but I think the primary reason for all that standing water there is all that runoff coming across the road. So we're going to be picking that up and bringing it back to the wetland. Looking at the historical aerials, it kind of looks like at some point this probably drained from here towards a wetland, and as this has been developed throughout the years, it's just kind of cut off this area.
Yeah, because there's an elevated grade that goes into that area right now, correct?
Yep. Because this area is kind of 3 or 4 feet higher than this area, and it kind of goes up all around here. Again, I don't know for sure, but just looking at the old areas, it looks like this used to drain back this way. It would make sense that it drained to the wetland. A small portion of the site, kind of this area over here, will just drain directly to the wetland. In your package, you'll see the stormwater management report that shows that during the 2 and the 10-year storm events, the peak runoff rate to the wetland has decreased, and that's mainly due to the storage provided within this soil filter. Within the 25-year storm event, it does increase slightly, but due to the size of this wetland, it's not going to have any significant impacts to any downstream properties.
Okay, and you're getting, I mean, just for the record, you're getting pushback from 2 of your butters
Yes.
about the impact of water
But the
flow.
culvert's going into.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say something to that
Yeah.
from staff standpoint, and that I think that what the folks, I think it was the Warrens, was one of the letters that had concern.
Warren and Young.
Yes, and where they're located, it's understandable right now that they're getting a lot of that water. They're at the low point from that culvert that's coming across the street now, and I think they've suggested that since the road was redone and that culvert put in, they've had a problem.
With increased flow.
That's right, but the applicant with the sightline design, they're going to pick up that culvert and pipe it and take it back to the other side where the wetland is. I think these folks are going to actually have a better situation once this site is developed than what they have now.
I just think we need to
Understood.
proactively
Understood.
address that rather than let this just, they clearly are concerned.
Right.
There's clearly an issue there, and you clearly have a wetland that has sort of evolved
Yep.
over time and needs to be aggressively fixed. Okay.
And I would say on two fronts, we're kind of battling that. One is we're picking up the culvert coming across, and also right now, this existing gravel drive. The existing gravel drive that comes down the middle of the property kind of just drains freely over there, and now that will all be picked up within that soil filter. So you're kind of attacking that wet
So you're
area.
regrading it.
Yep.
Okay.
Make that, next slide, please. This is the landscape plan. The landscaping has mostly focused on the frontage along 202. We planted a mixture of trees and shrubs along 202 to kind of beautify that area. We've also planted some trees around the soil filter, and then also right in front of the.
Oh, I pulled mine up. I didn't know if you need.
So we planted most of the trees and shrubs along here. We also planted some from the soil filter, and then some in front of the office building. I'll talk about this a little bit later, but as part of our staff review meeting, one of the items that was brought up is this area over here was just kind of cleared. So as part of this project, we're also going to be proposing to replant some of this area with some, probably some evergreens, maybe some maples, just a blend of trees to try to.
This
bring
area
back that
sort of looks
buffer
like
a little
rubble
bit.
right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Next slide, please. This is the architecture for the building. I'm not an architect, but I can talk a little bit. You can kind of see the gable end here with the cupola, asphalt shingles with hardy siding.
It would be smart siding, smart wood siding.
And then there's kind of a stone veneer along the bottom here, and then along right in the front of the store. On the back side of the building, one of the items that's brought up in the ordinance is about the HVAC units. This will kind of have a flat area in the back of the building where those HVAC units will sit. So from the street, really they're not visible from anywhere around the building. Next slide. So this is kind of the changes to the site plan. So what you saw was what we presented at the staff review meeting. There's a couple items we're going to change. One of the items that came up at the meeting was removal of snow on site. And we kind of want to make some areas on the property where we can push snow. So one of the things we're going to kind of twist the dumpster pad, and I'll go back to the plan and show you just a minute, but relocate the dumpster pad to make an area where you can push snow. On the back side of the property where you're going down towards the garage, we're going to flatten that area out a little bit so you can push snow kind of down where the existing septic field is, down in that location. We're also going to be installing snouts on the catch basins that are near the filling station. Snouts are, think of an angle pipe that you put on a catch basin outlet.
Yep.
So that anything water that comes in there has to go kind of down and up through the snout. And what that does is it catch floatables, including oil and stuff like that. So if there is a spill,
Because that was going to be another of my questions, is what's the spill management plan? Because you're expanding rather significantly the
Yep.
number of gasoline pumps and capacity
Yep.
that you're storing. What happens if you have a significant spill? How is that managed so it doesn't go off into your wetlands, doesn't go into wells for adjacent property?
Yep, I mean, one of the snouts will be with the primary factor, and they're also, required, any spill that they have, they're required to report to DEP, and they're required to respond to it as soon as they possible. I believe they have on-site sorbent stuff like that.
Yeah, you have to have spill protection plan.
Yeah,
So there's a whole DEP
Yep.
standard here that has to be.
They will have on-site for their staff what's called an SPCC plan, which needs to be submitted to DEP as part of their permitting anyway. And that's all about how to take care of any major spills or any kind of major problems. The snouts clearly are issues for smaller oil or gas that may be spilled, but major spills, the SPCC plan would kick in.
And that'll pick up some of the runoff that, as it accumulates over time from people filling their cars badly.
Correct.
When the rain comes and washes it down, the
Hopefully it
snouts.
gets into the catch basins, which will have the snouts in them. Yep.
Okay, then that's hopefully more than hopefully.
And I always like
always say
to,
hopefully.
I always like to think of a worst case scenario. If it did get into the catch basins through the snouts, if there's a large spill, it's going to end up in that soil filter.
Yep.
It'll probably mean you have to replace some of the medium there, but to me, that's where it's going to end up at the worst case scenario.
Well, I bring this up because, again, you have an abutter who is
Yep.
concerned about that, and I think as I would be if I were an abutter with the extension.
Yep. And as I spoke about earlier, we're going to be adding some additional landscaping on the east side where those residential properties are. And then the plans you'll see, if we come forward with you again, is a revised septic design, because we have that design now, so we can add the grades and actual location onto the site plan. If you go back one slide, please. One more slide. So the two areas I was talking about was this dumpster pad here. We're going to twist over to this end so the snow can be pushed off this way. And then over here, we're going to flatten out these grades to allow snow to be pushed off this way. So these are the two primary changes that based on the staff review meeting and the concerns that were brought up there.
So while you're on this slide, one of the depictions in your package was the turning of fairly significant gasoline delivery trucks.
Yep.
Going through the back of that, and you've got some pretty tight corners for those guys. I know they're good drivers, but
Well,
They provided auto turn.
Auto turn
figure
template, yes.
in there.
And these are
Impact.
30-foot aisles. So
Okay.
typically you have 24-foot aisles. So even though it may look from a tight turning radius,
Right.
the aisles are 6 feet larger than they typically would be.
okay.
And my only question, to continue with that, is what was the truck that was ran on the auto turn?
It was a WB65.
The 65,
Yeah.
okay.
So if I may, Mr. Chairman, I'll just jump in really quick here.
Please.
One of the things that's been mentioned several times, and it's part of our ordinance requirements, is their meetings with staff was not just with Glenn and I. Fire Chief and Dave Benton,
Right.
we all sat down together with the applicants and went over the entire application and design. So what you see, or what we'll get with the second design for hopefully the final approval, will be everything that we all as staff on behalf of the town has encouraged them to include.
And I think that was, yes, the changes one was the last slide. So any questions for now?
Is that happening?
I know.
No, please.
That's covered. Fire protection was covered, you might have actually covered everything. That will most likely be a pumped septic system design?
I think
Because it was 18 inches to high water on one of the
it
test
was,
pits.
but we're picking up the site quite a bit.
Okay.
The primary reason for that is, one, the building has to be level. Well, we want the building to be level all the way around, and then these pads have to be level as well. So you can't really pitch down a lot from the street back to here. So from this area down to the septic, I think is almost a 6-foot drop.
Okay.
So
And
I
once
think,
see
I
the-
still have to run the numbers, but I think it's going to be gravity.
Once I see the design, I can
Yep.
actually see that. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, Lee?
Oh, I have
I'm
one
sorry.
more, I'm sorry.
Please.
It was mentioned that you were going to provide a right-of-way for egress and egress for the garage, and also an easement for utilities. Is that going to be a corridor type, or is it just through the
A
commercial?
blanket easement? I think that's still going to be discussed. I could have an answer for you by the next one. I would think it,
You want to have an answer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
and-
access-
And it's shown on the site layout plan where those easements and right-of-ways are.
yeah.
You know, right now, there's no meets and bound easement.
Right.
And so it would be just a blanket easement over the property,
Okay,
if it continues the same way it is now.
okay.
You might want to find out who just made that comment.
I mean,
And your name?
for the record,
West Thames Priority Real Estate Group.
Okay. Thank you.
You will.
Glenn?
Along that same line, when they split the lot from the lot that the garage is on, that lot now doesn't have frontage, so it's actually, they created a non-conforming lot. So somehow they have to create frontage for that lot that the existing garage is on.
When you say frontage, a
So-
driveway access or?
Well, it requires 100 feet of frontage in that district, so they can create an easement that's 100 feet long, which would act as frontage for that rear lot.
So the easement would suffice.
Yep, it would have to be deeded as such.
Okay.
And the other issue, the two lots have to be combined,
Mhm.
because a single lot is not large enough to accommodate the two businesses. So when the time comes and conditions are placed, one of those conditions is that the two lots have to be legally combined. And that should happen before occupancy, or that can happen whenever the board decides, but it needs to happen.
It needs to happen before construction goes too
Okay,
far.
that's what I
Well,
was,
yeah.
that's what I wanted, was before construction.
Yeah, because otherwise you're,
it would need to be done, actually, you'd want to condition it when we get to that point,
yeah,
on that being completed prior to the issuance of any permits.
that'd be perfect.
Perfect.
Any other comments, questions?
No, that was actually all of them.
Okay. What I'd like to do is, I hope that someone will make a motion that we accept this application as complete.
I
I will
remember,
make a motion to accept this application as complete.
So moved. Do I hear a second?
I'll second
We have a second.
We got a new plan.
Do we have any discussion? All in favor? There we go. That's done.
We got a committee.
What I would like to do is, we also need to set dates for a site walk. And I believe especially because we do have some correspondence on file, that we should have a public hearing scheduled. Tammy, how would you like to set dates?
The first thing you need to determine is when you want to set the date. If you decide to do it in July, I don't believe Lee J is available for the 24th, but he's available for the 31st. I have my phone on hand in case you want to set it up for the 24th. I can let her know tonight so it can be published tomorrow. That's how close we are on the deadline right now.
My preference would be our town planner would be here at the meetings, in case anything comes up.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Oh, absolutely.
So we have to move it to the
The
31st.
31st would, yeah, this isn't happening without Lee and Glenn there, so. The 31st or a later date would be
Yeah.
fine.
Something
What's the first planning board meeting scheduled in August?
7th,
Why don't we schedule it for then?
for August 7th?
Lee?
I'm available then, I just,
All right.
the 24th is an off week.
Well, the 30, I mean, if the 31st is the earliest you could be there, and we have a regularly scheduled meeting on the 7th,
Right.
why not just do it on the
Yeah,
7th, and we
agreed.
can do it, schedule the site walk at 6 o'clock ahead of the 6:30 meeting, if that works.
You're gonna want to schedule it for 5:30 because you've got to get
That's fine,
everybody up there.
And then back.
that's fine.
So
So 5:30 on the 7th,
5:30, okay.
we'll plan a site walk, and I assume we'll have the updated plans by then, and a little bit,
Absolutely.
tighter definitions.
And then
And then we'll schedule a public hearing as part of our planning board
Yeah.
meeting that night
The
6:30.
same night.
Public hearing at 6:30.
on the agenda.
Yeah.
And July the 7th?
Yes.
That's the sus, yes.
Um,
Lee, Glenn, anything?
Well, you might
else?
want to ask the applicant if the 7th works okay for him, I guess.
By the way,
I'll be there.
No, I saw a lot of heads nodding, so I assumed.
We're sitting here running days, we're going,
Yeah,
we can make it work.
Yep, we'll be able to resolve a lot of these
yeah,
outstanding.
you got a big team, you can,
Yep.
we'll get the right people there.
Do you want just the site walk, just your expectations? Do you expect the locations of the buildings to be laid out, things like that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that?
Camping corners,
septic dumpster, just pegs and flags. You don't have to go.
Okay.
Gasoline
You don't have to go
storage.
crazy on it. Just
I mean,
as long as
yeah.
we can.
Yeah, just
hide
so
you.
we can visualize from
And
the blank.
and the
canvas.
property lines.
Okay.
And the property lines as well. We want to see how far it's going to be away from property lines, things like that.
Okay, I think all the property lines are pinned, but.
Yeah.
Like I
the
said, you
grade
don't have to go
stuff's
crazy,
rough.
just as long as we can understand what we're looking at.
I'll have our site person lay it out with GPS anyway, so it'll be all active.
Okay. Is there anything else that we need to cover? Yes, Madam?
Who made the motion for the August 7th sidewalk at 5:30 and public hearing at 6:30?
We haven't made that motion yet.
But I'm hearing it. Mr. Knoll has made the motion. Do I hear a second?
Second?
I will second that.
It is seconded. Discussion. All in favor? So be it.
We can't go through. Don't leave us hanging. All right.
Okay, I think we're complete on this for this evening.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for listening.
Mr. Chair, may I have 2 seconds to send an email, please?
You got 2 seconds.
Okay, thank you.
1, 2.
Those are quick seconds. You got a do-over on
Because
that.
I guess we're not going to do that tonight.
Okay.
I guess we're not going to do the subdivision thing tonight.
Well, it's just a handout.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in
But
your
that's the same.
packet. Yeah, it's in your
Well, I saw it
packet.
online, so so it looks all boilerplate. Just goes here. So I'm going to approve the minutes of
I hate to see you getting tracked down.
So this was the
Okay.
meeting that we had to correct the meeting,
This
the
is
minutes.
these are the meetings.
Well,
that-
yeah.
and
Yeah.
these are the meetings
This
that have
is
been provisionally approved.
Right, this is where we
Awaiting
corrected
your
the bad minutes.
imprimatur. So we are
We need that one gone, Ray. We need this one, that one gone.
As long as it's straight up.
Okay, we are going to move to item number 4, old business. The land subdivision regulation planning board ordinance initial draft review. Lee?
Yes, so this evening, there's no plan for discussion or going through it, but it's just so that you have them in your packet and you can prepare for another workshop on them. You have 2 copies of the document. One is the strike-through underlined version based on what we had discussed going through it previously. The other one is what would be an accepted, completed version, so you can see what it would look like. And both of those versions, I have put numbered lines on there so that when we go through it again, we can say line 16 on page 23, so that it'll be easier to follow along. And just come with comments, questions, thoughts about any additional changes that you may have for our workshop.
Okay. Has Natalie reviewed this at all?
Not yet.
Okay.
I want to wait till we get your final wording, and then have Natalie go through it and suggest that we may need to tweak.
Right, just
because-
the wordsmithing.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Any further discussion on that? We'll have the copies. All right, item number 3, we have minutes of the April 3rd meeting, which we provisionally approved due to turnover in our membership here. So what we require right now is a motion to amend the vote of our last meeting, which was July, God knows, June,
June,
yeah.
and June 19th?
June 19th, when we provisionally approved this, we need to amend the vote to include Dwayne's vote. And so first of all, Dwayne, would you vote to accept the minutes as written for our April 3rd?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion to amend the planning board's vote accepting those minutes?
I'll make a motion to amend the vote, to accept the minutes.
I hear a second. There you go.
Second it is.
Is there any more discussion? All in favor? Done. We are out of the minutes business. The July 3rd meeting is simply a sign-off that we didn't have a meeting. We don't require a
That was
motion on that.
That was rescheduled.
That was
It was
rescheduled to
rescheduled
today.
for the 10th, yeah.
I think today's the 10th. Okay, we are down to the last order of business, which is election of officers.
Excuse me, Mr.
Go
Chair,
ahead.
we usually do a motion even if there's a non-meeting.
Do I hear a motion to sign off on the non-meeting of July 3rd, acknowledging that none of us was here or present for that effort?
I will make a motion that the July 3rd meeting was scheduled for July 10th, and there was no minutes to approve.
Very good. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Good. All in favor? We're done. Thank you. Election of officers. We're at that time of year. So we need to elect chairman, vice chairman, and a secretary. How do you wish to proceed?
I nominate Dave for chair.
I will second that.
Are there any other nominations?
Unanimous.
Are there any other nominations? Okay, hearing none. Go ahead.
Let Tammy catch up.
Yeah,
Yep.
please.
Okay, so the nominated, David Christensen has been nominated.
And seconded.
Well, you just
Second.
love the way that sounds, don't you?
No. Yeah, we're fine.
Laura, you seconded?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
All in favor? Very good, that's done. Vice chairman.
I nominate John.
What is this?
Wait,
Well,
What does this entail?
If he's not here, you just take over the meeting.
Oh.
Basically, what the chair does just keeps the meeting organized and moving on. It doesn't carry any more weight or power than any other member
We
of
have
the
an
board.
agenda, it's like a blueprint.
So following an
Yeah,
agenda.
Exactly. And there'll be other people here to help you.
That's
Right.
great, because I'll probably need it.
Tammy's just fantastic at leading the way on this.
Does anybody else want this position?
I would like to nominate Lori.
Oh, I thought we were gonna keep her as secretary.
Nope.
Okay.
Lori is an expert witness for the board.
Absolutely.
And brings a ton of stuff that I don't know
I'll second that.
personally. Okay.
No objection.
So you've abdicated?
He doesn't want it.
Okay.
Far more qualified.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to nominate Lori as vice chair?
Yeah.
Second. All in favor? Good. We now need a secretary.
Hold on, let
I
Tammy
would
catch
like
up.
to
Mr.
nominate
Chair,
John.
Mr. Chair,
Cool.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
excuse me, let Tammy catch up, please. Slow down just a bit.
Well, Tammy's catching up. Can you catch me up?
He's gonna be chair. she's gonna
No,
be
I get
No.
that, but the responsibilities that I am,
That's to
well,
check
to, well,
out,
potentially,
to work with Tammy to make sure the minutes are correct and accurate,
I
and
need
to,
a second set of eyes.
it's essentially a second set of eyes. Is that a fair?
That's-
You're not taking your, I mean, you might want to take your own notes, but Tammy takes really good notes.
Yeah, you're not doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, if you ever question anything, just go to the tape.
Yeah, and we have the tapes, so.
okay?
Mr. Noel, will you please accept?
I will. Mike,
What did we just do?
Do I hear a motion
Secretary.
All right.
to nominate Mr. Noel as secretary? Do I hear a motion to that effect?
I will make a motion.
Outstanding. Second, all in favor?
Sure.
We're done.
Who
Congratulations.
seconded that last motion?
Dwayne.
Dwayne, yeah.
Okay.
You know I was gonna throw you under the bus one way or another.
Yeah. After that
Is
first.
there any other business?
Chair,
You took the easy way.
Time out, slow down.
something that you all need to know is next week is just supposed to be your second meeting of the month.
Yes.
And I have no new information outside of minutes to do for the meeting.
If there's only minutes, we will not have a meeting.
So it's,
And
do
we
you
will
wanna
punt
do,
to
you
the
wanna
next
work
schedule.
on that
Yes.
subdivision workshop? Schedule it as a workshop for next Wednesday? Or do you wanna wait
Next
until the next meeting in
I think
August?
that's too tight. I would prefer to wait till the next meeting.
This is, what is it?
Yeah, it's a week to review, a week to review the package.
So at this time, on August 7th, the only thing you've got would be Townline.
Townline, right
So
now.
then you could,
We could do it, because
that's right, you could do Townline and then we could
and
go
then
right
we do
into
a workshop right after.
I think that public hearing could be pretty thick.
Well, we have 3 letters, and the 3 letters are only really concerned on the water issue.
You can't
Lighting.
discuss that site plan.
Yeah.
You can't
Okay.
discuss it at all.
Right, okay.
I'd rather, my preference would be move it when we can do the workshop and any other business all on the same, on a meeting on a different day.
second meeting in August.
I think that.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
We're still on track. My
Yeah.
timeline for the subdivision regulations to go to select board was September
September,
anyway.
so we're
still-
still
We're
in
there,
August.
we're there.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, let's just do that, then the second meeting in August, we'll do the plan.
Workshop.
That's it.
So the consensus for the next meeting is what now?
Again, so the next meeting is the 24th?
No,
10th.
17.
17.
Next
But we're not
Wednesday.
going to have that meeting
We're not having
because there's only minutes, there's nothing on the agenda for
Okay.
that. So we're not going to have a meeting to sign.
Just want to make sure Tammy got that.
Yes.
No, I need a motion to
Is-
cancel the meeting on the 17th.
So will someone make a motion, please, to cancel the meeting on the 17th? Is there a second?
Yay, Kayla.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Done. Our next scheduled meeting then is
August 7th.
August 7th.
We have a 5 Wednesday month in July. That's why things get so screwed up.
That's fine. But again, we're in pretty good shape.
I forgot we even had a meeting till I got here this morning.
Yeah, I thought it was odd, no questions. Oh, we're meeting on an off week.
Good. Is there any other business that we have to conduct?
Just an update on the shoreline amendment.
Yep.
We're still waiting for DEP to finalize their say.
Right, they have it
That
right now.
deadline is August 5th.
Okay,
If we don't hear from them by August 5th, we're assuming that they approve it.
right.
They will
And we can have an
automatically-
update on the 10th when we have our meeting.
You mean 7th.
On the
7th, yeah, so we'll have an update.
Killing
Yep.
it.
I'm convinced it's the 10th, so.
That's
Okay,
all I
any
have,
other
Mr.
business for us to conduct? There a motion to adjourn?
Well, this is Judy's part of the program.
Motion to adjourn.
We are, motion to adjourn, second. Second, all in favor? We are adjourned.